Hello everyone, MB here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at possibly the wackiest deck from Pitch Black, which is something you can say about a lot of decks in this set because it is just a phenomenal deck for crazy rogue decks. But yeah, this one is a really special one because it's running 30 Pokemon. And yeah, that's kind of a lot of Pokemon, so why do we need so many? Well, it's all about using this attack, Trick Portal, on Mega Delphox. For a single Pharange, we get to look at the top 9 cards of your deck, and you may put any number of Pokemon you find there onto your bench and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Now, while we're here, we may as well talk about the second attack. Eerie Glow for a fire and 2 colorless can be surprisingly useful. It does 200 damage and leaves your opponent's active Pokemon with Burn and Confusion. So if they can't routinely switch out, but which to be fair, a lot of decks right now are not running switch, then this can be really annoying to deal with for some megas and things. So they do have to spend some resources to get out of that situation, or risk being two-shotted, basically. They will just take the confusion. So, yeah, a bit of a risk there. But as for the other Pokemon that we can actually play in this deck, because we can play so many cool Pokemon, we actually have a lot of other Megas in here as well. But the funny support Pokemon are Aurorus and Togekiss. Aurorus just says all of your Pokemon that have any water energy attached to them take 50 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. And then I guess you could attack with Aurorus, but I've never had to do that in a game. So Tundra Wall is the main appeal here. Minus 50 damage across the board is really handy because, to be honest, even though this is strictly a Mega Delphox deck, it is more of a Mega Greninja deck in disguise, but it's still the coolest Mega Greninja deck that I've ever seen. So yeah, still pretty cool. So yeah, Mega Greninja EX, very powerful card. Decided it would come back for seconds after Chaos Rising. Very powerful ability, of course, Mortal Shuriken, and then Ninja Spinner, allowing you to do the flat one, well, the flat 200, I say 180 there, but it's not, is it? It's 200. The 2 water, which is really solid, and of course 350 HP, and you also take minus 50 damage from Aurorus, so, you should not be getting one-shotted, hopefully. So, that's kind of the pain with this deck, is that because Mega Delphox is a Mega, it is giving up 3 prize cards, so you have to make that crucial decision if you're going to let it get knocked out, or if you go into retreat and attack with other things. But we do have some other attackers, like the Terra Greninja X with Mirage Barrage, so we can potentially do some spread shenanigans if we wanted to. We also have Togekiss with Wonderkiss, so when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out, we get to flip a coin. If heads, we get to take an additional prize card. Fantastic ability to have. And we also have Blaziken EX, which is a fantastic card that you will need 4 copies of in this deck, which has a very useful ability, Seething Spirit. Once your turn, you can attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And it can also hit for weakness on grass decks, I guess, which is what Delphox can do anyway. But still, that ability, very, very powerful, because we will be discarding energy to retreat our Mega Delphox sometimes, and if it gets knocked out, of course. And also just in general to accelerate to other attackers, like Greninja X, which will discard energy for Marge Barrage, as well as re-accelerating the energy that we discard using Mortal Shuriken. So, all things worth bearing in mind. And we also have Mega Lopunny as an alternate attacker that can also punch its way through a Crustle. So, very useful thing to have. But yeah, essentially, with this deck, what you want to do is you want to go first. You want to attach a basic energy, preferably fire, to a Fennekin, and then pass. That's all you really need. If you do get Lumiose City and you can find another Fennekin just to be safe, then, that's great and everything. But it's not the end of the world if you don't get a second one, because there's not really too many turn 1 donk decks going second in standard. Not many decks, I should say, that are capable of doing that, except maybe well, I guess the new Ghost Veil deck can do that with Delmise. That's the only real threat that you have to worry about. But aside from that, we want to turn 2 use Colress's Tenacity to find Grand Tree, and then Grand Tree will let us evolve all the way up to Delphox throughout the deck. So as long as we basically don't prize 4 Braixen and all 3 Delphox, then we should be able to just do that very easily. And yeah, that gets you Trick Portal. And you really should only be doing Trick Portal once, but if you have to do it twice, it's not the end of the world. Delphox should be able to sponge at least 1 hit. It probably just means you're playing a bit of an awkward 3-prize game, because then your opponent is able to then, knock out Delphox at that point, which is obviously a bit sus and not something you really want your opponent to do. You still have Wally's Compassion, so it is possible to fully heal your Pokemon, as well as conserve some energy, so at the very least there's that option. But yeah, it's a bonkers list, guys. It's a very bonkers list. One other thing I will mention is that this was a Japanese deck list, and I made one adjustment to it. I removed a Lumiose City and added in an Ignition Energy, just because we can Colress Tenacity for this, and it just means that if you haven't like found any other basic energy, it's easy enough to use Eerie Glow, basically. That's kind of why I'm playing Ignition. It also pays for Mirage Barrage, and it can also pay for the retreat costs on things like Aurorus if it gets a bit stuck. So that's why I added Ignition. If you could play more copies of these, I would, but really deck space is like very tight in here, so I don't want to like add and take away too much and hurt the deck's consistency, because surprisingly enough, it has been working fine. It's just more the issue of Megas giving up 3 prize cards right now, which is kind of the Achilles heel for this build. But yeah, a very fun deck regardless. So if you're looking for something very spicy to try on the Pitch Black ladder, I would highly recommend Mega Delphox. But yeah, let me know what you think about this deck down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, so going into my second turn of the game, I do have Colress Tenacity, and thankfully we didn't prize the Grand Tree, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the deck. And also need to double check and make sure we didn't prize any more Delphox. Okay, that's absolutely fine, we didn't prize any of them. I don't think we've prized too many Pokemon, but there is only one Blaziken in the deck, which is a little bit unfortunate. And by the looks of things, we did also prize the Ignition Energy, so we actually won't be able to use the second attack on Mega Delphox there, which is a little bit frustrating. Although, to be honest, I might actually just attach another Fire Energy to the active, because we don't need the Fire Energy for Greninja anyway. So yeah, I think I'm okay to do this. Then we can like threaten another attack if necessary. So I'm going to use Trick Portal here, and we do get a bunch of stuff. Togekiss, absolutely. I probably want Lopunny, question mark? I mean, I don't know if Lopunny's that good in this matchup. I feel like they will have a big hand size at some point, so Froslass might be a good shout. You know what, I'll value the HP more than anything. We will just get the 3 rather, as opposed to the full 5, just because, if anything, I might want to try again next turn, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. I might also just slap an energy on and use Eerie Glow, which honestly might not be a terrible move. Just get a prize card, maybe take 2 with Togekiss. And yeah, they will be able to Grand Tree up their own Mega Sharpedo, which is absolutely fine by me. We know they have a Toxtricity in hand from the very first turn of the game. That's what they used Ultra Ball to get. So they will, at the very least, have some energy on the board, of course. And once they have the Pecorant, they'll be able to, you know, get a bit of damage on there. But they are choosing to evolve the active Toxtricity, which is fine by me. I think we will be able to just go ahead and use Eerie Glow. I could try dig for a Aurorus and like give them another turn, but I don't really want to give them more time than necessary. So I think that's what I'm going to do here, as I'm actually just going to knock them out. Okay, so I definitely don't want to use Judge. No point when they only have a 1-card hand. So we will use Eerie Glow. We will knock them out. I'm hoping for some energy off this, or maybe like, well, I guess, yeah, just energy, really. I just want energy. Right, heads for Togekiss. Yes, we get heads! Alright, fantastic. Alright, 2 prize cards, easy dubs. Okay, Wooloo, providing us with the 2 prize cards here. What did we get? Pokégear and Colress. Okay, pretty good. We might want to remove Grand Tree, actually. We might want to swap it out for a different stadium. Maybe like Lumiose City, just to make sure that they can't just evolve their Pokemon, because they'll just be able to freely search their deck for their stage 1s. So I think we basically ditch our own Grand Tree for a different stadium. But yeah, we will be able to burn and confuse them, which is fantastic. So yeah, that'll be good. Although we don't have Aurorus down, so we will definitely not survive a hit next turn. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, I suppose. I think I will Colress Tenacity for start. Yeah, no Aurorus is a bit of a rip, but you know what? I think we're okay. I think we'll be okay. Not getting a Blaziken is a huge pain, actually, because then we can't like reattach energy that we discard after we've lost Mega Delphox, which we will lose Mega Delphox next turn, by the way. But yeah, we will Eerie Glow. They might not be able to attack us, right? But you know, they have Confused now, so that's 240. They take another 20 for burn. Do they recover from burn? They don't, actually. So I mean, I don't think that's going to make a lick of difference. It might make some difference if they knock us out. Then we might be able to Mortal Shuriken them. But Yeah, as it stands, I think we'll be okay. Okay, Meowth is pretty good, because we might be able to Gust KO that at some point. So we'll see what supporter they get. We do also have Judge, which we might need to play, just because we desperately need some more energy. We could guarantee an energy with Colress, potentially, from a Pokégear, but I would rather just Judge. But yeah, we do want some more energy. I forgot they could heal, actually, with Munkidori. Okay, so that's kind of annoying. Right, I really want this to be a Tails. Please be a Tails. If this is a Tails here, that's huge. I think we will just like win the game if they get Tails here. So, all right, that is an 8-card hand, unfortunately. So that is definitely a new Pokemon that they'll be able to set up with Toxtricity. Lumiose City ends your turn, buddy. Oh, they fell for it. They fell for it. Yes, they fell for it. Surely. There's no way they meant to do that. Surely not. All right, they do recover, but like... Okay, so... Did they really mean to do that? I'm having a hard time thinking, like, believing that they actually wanted to do that. Okay, can we Pokégear? No, we don't get anything. Fair enough. Alright, I will Judge here. Oh, they conceded. I just wanted to Judge just so I could get some energy for Greninja. I wasn't doing anything more nefarious, you know?